There is no torture quite like the torture of the almost. It is a specific kind of purgatory where two people exist in a state of suspended animation. You are close enough to touch, yet separated by a wall of fear so thick that neither of you dares to break through it. It is the relationship that has no title, the bond that has no definition, and the love that has no voice. You wake up every day thinking about her. You replay conversations in your head, analyzing every tone, every pause, every laugh, searching for the proof that you are not crazy. You tell yourself that it is just friendship. You lie to your friends, you lie to your family, and worst of all, you lie to yourself. But the human mind is not designed to hold a contradiction of this magnitude for long. When you have deep romantic feelings for someone who is supposedly just a friend, and they feel the same way back, reality begins to fracture. The truth tries to escape. It leaks out in ways you cannot control. In the realm of female psychology, the suppression of feelings is an art form. Women are often conditioned to be the gatekeepers of relationships, to wait for the man to initiate, to protect their hearts until safety is guaranteed. Therefore, if she has feelings for you but isn't admitting it, she is fighting a biological war against her own nervous system. She is trying to maintain the facade of platonic behavior while her brain is flooded with dopamine and oxytocin every time you walk into the room. But here is the secret that psychology teaches us. The subconscious mind cannot keep a secret. No matter how disciplined she is, no matter how carefully she curates her words, her biology will betray her. Today, we are going to dismantle the walls of this silence. We are going to look at the 4 undeniable psychological signs that you are both waiting for the other to break. This is not about guessing. This is about reading the raw data of human behavior, the involuntary biological synchronization and proxemic violation. To understand the first sign, we must look at the science of proxemics, the study of human use of space. Every human being has a series of invisible bubbles surrounding them. The outermost layer is the public zone, then the social zone, and finally, the intimate zone, which extends about 18 inches from our skin. This intimate zone is reserved strictly for lovers, family, and people we trust with our lives. When a woman has no romantic feelings for you, she will subconsciously maintain a respectful boundary. If you step too close, she will micro-adjust, stepping back slightly, turning her shoulder, or placing an object like a bag or a cup between you to re-establish the barrier. This is instinct. It is safety. However, when mutual feelings exist but are unadmitted, this rule of space is repeatedly and voluntarily violated. You will find that she stands inside your intimate zone, not by accident, but by magnetic compulsion. Observe her in a crowded room. Even if she is talking to someone else, notice her positioning relative to you. This is called orientational reflex. We point our vital organs, our chest, our stomach, and our feet towards the things we value most. If she is across the room but her feet are pointed directly at you, her subconscious is screaming that her destination is you. Furthermore, this goes beyond just standing close. It evolves into mirroring, but not the simple mirroring you read about in basic body language books. This is limbic synchrony. The limbic system is the emotional center of the brain. When two people are in love but hiding it, their limbic systems begin to regulate each other. Watch her hands. If you touch your face, does she touch hers within 30 seconds? If you take a sip of your drink, does she reach for hers? This is not conscious imitation. This is her brain saying, I am you, we are the same. She is trying to minimize the differences between you to increase the feeling of bonding. Pay close attention to preening behavior. This is a biological grooming signal found in almost all mammal species. When a woman is in the presence of a potential mate she desires, her brain triggers a physiological response to make her appear more attractive. She will smooth her hair, adjust her jewelry, fix her collar, or moisten her lips. She does this compulsively. If you see her constantly fidgeting with her appearance, specifically when you look at her, she is not just nervous. She is biologically signaling availability. She wants you to see her. She wants to be chosen by you. This combination of entering your personal space and grooming herself for your gaze is the body's way of shouting what the mouth refuses to say. The paradox of high-definition attention and the exclusionary focus. The second sign lies in the way she processes information about you versus the rest of the world. In psychology, we call this the cocktail party effect, but applied to attraction. In a noisy room, you can filter out everything to hear your own name. Similarly, when a woman has hidden feelings for you, you become the signal and the rest of the world becomes noise. This manifests in a terrifyingly accurate memory of your life. She remembers things you don't even remember telling her. Did you mention 3 months ago that you hate the texture of mushrooms? She remembers. Did you casually say you were worried about your mother's health on a Tuesday afternoon? She will ask you about it on Friday. This is not just being a good friend. This is high-definition encoding. When we are emotionally invested in someone, our brain tags every piece of data related to them as critical for survival. She's building a mental archive of you. Why? Because in her fantasy, in the future she imagines but won't admit to, she needs this information to be a good partner to you. She is practicing for a role she hasn't been cast in yet. But there is a darker, more confusing side to this attention, which often confuses men. It is the exclusionary focus. You will notice that while she is incredibly attentive to you, she might arguably be harsher on you than others, or she might ignore you completely in public while being warm in private. This is the paradox. When you are in a group, she might deliberately avoid eye contact with you. Why? Because looking at you feels too intense. She's afraid that if she looks at you for too long in front of others, the mask will slip and everyone will see the naked longing in her eyes. So she overcompensates. She talks to everyone except you. She laughs loudly at other people's jokes. But this is a performance. If you watch closely, you will see her checking your reaction peripherally. She wants to know if you are watching her ignore you. She's trying to provoke a reaction, any reaction, that validates that you care as much as she does. We are approaching the deep end of this psychological analysis. The next two signs deal with jealousy and the breaking point of silence, the moments that cause the most pain but offer the most proof. If you are recognizing yourself or her in these descriptions, it means you are standing at a crossroads. Most men never learn to read these signs. They walk away, leaving a potential lifetime of happiness behind because they were too afraid to read the subtext. Do not be that man. You need to understand the full picture. Subscribe to this channel right now. We do not sugarcoat the truth here. We explore the raw, unfiltered psychology of human nature so that you can stop guessing and start knowing. Join us. Now let's go deeper into the pain of hidden love, the jealousy paradox, and the hypothetical test. Jealousy is an ugly emotion, but in the context of unadmitted feelings, it is the most honest emotion. However, because she cannot claim you as her boyfriend, she has no right to be jealous. This creates a psychological conflict called cognitive dissonance. She feels the burning rage or sadness of seeing you with another woman, but her logical brain tells her she isn't allowed to express it. So how does this manifest? It comes out as concern or judgment. If you mention another woman, watch her reaction instantly. She won't say, "I'm jealous," and instead, she will criticize the other woman's character under the guise of looking out for you. She might say, "She doesn't seem like your type," or "I just don't think she's smart enough for you," or "Are you sure she's not just using you?" She frames her jealousy as protection. She positions herself as the guardian of your well-being. By devaluing your potential romantic interests, she is subconsciously trying to eliminate the competition without revealing her own hand. She wants you to come to the conclusion on your own that she's the only one who truly understands you. Then comes the hypothetical test. This is a game played by two people who are terrified of rejection. She will introduce hypothetical scenarios to test your reactions safely. She might make jokes about the two of you dating. She might say things like, "Imagine if we were a couple, we would kill each other," or "My mom thinks we should date, isn't that crazy?" She laughs when she says it, but her eyes are scanning your face with the precision of a sniper. She is offering the truth wrapped in a joke. If you react negatively, she can say, "I was just kidding," and save her dignity. But if you hesitate, if you look at her with a spark of interest, she gets the data she needs. This is plausible deniability. She is handing you the key to the door, but she is pretending it's just a toy. She wants you to be the one to turn it. She is waiting for you to stop laughing and say, "Would it be so crazy?" But because you are just as scared as she is, you laugh too. And the moment passes, burying the truth a little deeper, the heavy silence and the prolonged gaze. Finally, we arrive at the most potent sign of all, the silence. In a normal friendship, silence is just a pause in conversation. It is light, airy, and meaningless. But between two people who love each other in secret, silence is heavy. It is charged with static electricity. It is the elephant in the room. You are sitting together, the conversation dies down, and suddenly the air feels thick. You can hear your own heartbeat. You feel an intense pressure to say something, anything to break the tension, because the tension is screaming the truth. This is not awkwardness. This is sexual and emotional tension that has nowhere to go. In these moments of silence, look at her eyes. Science tells us that normal eye contact lasts about 3 seconds. Anything longer than that indicates either aggression or intense attraction. When feelings are mutual but hidden, you will catch her in the prolonged gaze. She looks at you, and for a split second, she forgets to look away. Her guard drops. In that moment, she is not looking at you, she is looking into you. It is a look of longing, a look of sadness, and a look of hope. And when you catch her, she will snap out of it. She will blink rapidly, look down, or suddenly change the subject. That snap is her conscious mind taking back control from her heart. She's terrified that you saw the truth, but she is also hoping you did. This is the tragedy of your situation. You are both waiting for permission. You are waiting for a sign that guarantees you won't be rejected. But love offers no guarantees. These signs, the body language, the high-definition memory, the protective jealousy, the heavy silence, these are your guarantees. The psychology is clear. A woman does not synchronize her biology with yours, memorize your life, fight off your potential partners, and hold your gaze in silence unless she's already yours in her mind. The question is not whether she has feelings. The evidence is overwhelming. The question is, are you brave enough to break the silence? Are you brave enough to lose the safety of the almost to gain the reality of the real? The next